Welcome back, guys. Today we'll be solving digit pairs. This was the second question that was asked in Mockvita 2. Okay, and we will be solving other questions. So do click the subscribe button in order to stay updated. Okay, moving on to the problem description. Given n three digits number, your task is to find bit score of all n numbers and then print the number of pairs possible. Okay, so this is a typical code Vita question, which is going to test your multiple how to solve abilities at the same time. But don't be afraid, because if you break the questions, the code, the logic itself is very easy. Okay, so first what we'll be doing is, first we'll calculate the bit score. Okay, given n, because they have told us to find firstly bit score and after that make the pair. So basically we have only two options: finding bit score and then making pairs. So firstly, how to make a bit score? We have to read that: extract largest digit and multiply by 11, extract smallest digit and multiply by 7, then add both the results for getting bit pair. Okay, before reading the lower part of the question, let's just calculate the bit score. But we need to look at the input format. Input format says we have, it will tell us the number of integer n denoting the count of numbers, and it will give us the three digit numbers. By the way, okay, so it has give us provided us with some example. Suppose we have a number 286 and we have to calculate its bit score. How we do that? So the largest digit is 8 and the smallest digit is 2. We have to multiply the largest with 11 and the smallest with 7. We get 102. Since this is a three digit number, we have to ignore the most significant bit. We only have to take the the two zeros and positions place. We have to only take those numbers. Okay, so now let's calculate the bit score, sorry. This question can be broken into two part: calculation of bit score and making of pairs. So let's solve the first part, calculation of bit score first. Okay, so we have a input. Firstly, let me take our input. Do we have a test case? No, we don't have any test case. Okay, sorry. So T will, I'll just take it in T. T will give me input, and after that I'll have my n will provide me with all the numbers list. After that I'll map them into int. I'll take an input and I'll split them on the basis of space. Now I have my inputs. I'll also have to create a my bs. It will be containing my bit scores. Okay, now I'll iterate in my arrays of integers. Okay, I need to calculate my largest and smallest. So I'll later make a function L of largest of I is equals to smallest of I. How to find a largest and a smallest number? Let's see that also. Suppose we have, instead of large, let's say this. Okay. Suppose we'll be provided with a number n, and we have to find the largest of them. So I'll just convert my number into a string, n equals to str of n, because conversion manipulation of string is very easy. So that's why I prefer to do such activities in string. I'll have a number that will be 9, and I'll iterate. What I'll be doing, I'll be iterating through 9 to 0, and if I'm able to find any such number in my, if I'm able to find this string format of I in my n, then it will mean that 9 is there. So that is the largest digit that can possibly be. So we'll just take it. I'll just return my I after that. And if that is not the case, then I'll have to decrement it. We'll be doing the same thing for a small number. However, there will be a slight difference. That will be, we'll be starting from 0 instead of 9, and we'll be iterating it till it becomes less than equal to 9. Okay, and instead of I did again the same mistake that I did in my before previous question. Sorry, I minus equals to once. Okay, I think that will work. Okay, now after that, what we have to do, we have to calculate a sum. We have to calculate a value, and the value will be equal to 11 into L plus 7 into S. Okay, after that I'll have to check if the length of my value, and since length is a string function, I'll just typecast this whole thing into string because I don't think I'll need integer anymore. Okay, so if let's check if the length of my val is greater than 2, then what I'll need to do is, okay, then what I need to do is I'll have to use string slicing. I hope you know what that is. We'll slice the string and we'll only take the last two digit parts. So it will be val minus 2 and this. Okay. Now I'll append these values of val in my BS, my bit score, and let's just test if we have successfully able, to calculate, we have been successful in calculating our bit scores. So they have been kind-hearted enough to provide us with some examples. Okay, I'll just copy this. Okay, now let's run it. 8 and this is okay. 58, 12, 40, 76, 40, 11, 19, 18. Oh, what is our bit scores? They have, yes, 58, 12, 40, 76, 40, 11, 19. All right, so we were successful in calculating our bit scores. Now, moving on, we have to learn how to, make pairs. But making of pairs is not that easy because there are certain conditions like, let's see, rule of calculating bit scores. We have done that. Rules for making pairs from our calculating bit scores. Okay, now this is the main part. Okay, both bit scores should be in either odd position or even position. Okay, so we have to calculate the frequency of the bit scores differently. Okay, we have to make two lists. Pairs can only be made if the most significant bits are same. Okay, so basically the pairs are made on the basis of what is the value of the MSB, the most significant bit. Okay, are the same, and at most two pairs can be made from a given significant digit. Okay, they had given us an example. So if this is our bit score, at odd positions we have three values which have an MSB of 1. Okay, are at even indices, hence two pairs are possible, even though more pairs are can be possible, but they have already told us that at max only two pairs can be counted. So we'll make a condition that if the value is greater than equal to 3, then the pairs will be equal to 2, and if the value is equal to 2, the pairs will be equal to 1. If the value is less than 1, it should be 0. Okay, we need to make that, but before that let's just calculate at what positions, what is the frequency in odd and even, at bit positions. Okay, so I'll just make two lists. Their size will be 10. Why? Since they are only 10 digits and frequency even. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll iterate for I in range of len of BS. I am iterating. I'll calculate indexes on side by side. So my index will be equal to int of BS of I of 0. Basically, this is our most significant bit. So let's just call it MSB. That's better. This is our most significant bit or digit, whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter much. Sorry. So MSD is this, and now we need to calculate if the position at which we are, is it odd or even. So sorry, if it is even, then we'll add that particular MSD at even position. Okay, so the frequency of even at the MSD, it is going to add like sort of like a dictionary here. We could have used dictionary also, but since we only have 10 and we were much more comfortable in using lists, so actually I am, so I used list. If you want, you can use dictionary also. Frequency of odd, but let me assure you, the complexity won't be affected much. It will be the same. Okay, so for I in range this. Okay, now what I'll have to do is I'll have to create another list count. Why am I doing this? Because this will be counting how many pairs we have at different indexes. Okay, now I'll iterate in the range of 10 because we have the digits in the range of 10. Okay, now I'll check if the frequency, actually, you know what, I'll show you beforehand how it is going to look. Print frequency of odd and print sorry, print frequency of even. It will also help me cross check if I'm my code is working correctly or not. So you can see that frequency at even first odd places. Okay, so three, all right, we have three ones and we have one 1 7. Okay, we have 1 7. In even indexes we have 1 1 and we have two fives and sorry, two fives, no, two fours, and otherwise we only have 1 5. Okay, so we are actually calculating it correctly. So now what we need to do is we need to calculate the number of pairs separately in odd and even, and after that we have to add them. And if that if that summation is exceeding 2, then we'll settle it at 2. Otherwise, if the value is 2, we'll print 1. If the value is greater than 3, or we'll print 2. Okay, why we are doing this? Because suppose if I had added this, if instead of separating my odd and even frequencies, I have added it, and in some possible values instead of 0 here it was 1, and if I add this it will become 1 plus 1 2, and it will show me that there is a pair possible, but there isn't. So we'll be calculating the number of odd and even pairs separately, and after that we'll sum them, and after that we'll check that their value is going the value is going above 3 or not. Okay, so now let's check that the frequency of even list at an index of I, if it is less than or equal to 1. Okay, and at the same time the frequency of the odd list at an index I, if that is also equal to less than equal to 1, then we don't need to do much work here, we'll just continue. Okay, otherwise what we'll do is we'll calculate count I, and we'll add it. We'll calculate the number of pairs. I haven't made a function yet, but I will make it. We'll make a function of pairs in which we'll calculate this frequency of different lists, even and odd. So I'll calculate the pairs separately, but after that I'll have to add it. Okay, sorry for that. Pairs from, okay, sorry, where was I? Pairs in frequency odd. Right. Okay, now at count I will have how many number of value I have. So count I, but I need to check if my value exceeds, if my value exceeds 2, then I only need to have 2. Otherwise I'll have whatever the value I was provided with. Okay, so suppose if the value at count I is like 10, and we have been told that the maximum number of pairs that we can make is 2, so we'll only consider 2 instead of counting. So we'll just calculate min, and in case there's only one pair possible, so again we are taking minimum, so between minimum of 2 and 1 we'll get our answer is 1. Okay, and I need to make a function of pairs, so let's just make it. The function is pretty simple, it doesn't do much work, it only calculates how many pairs is possible. So if by any chance the number is greater than or equal to 3, then I'll just return Okay, and if the number is equal to 2, which means there are two value possible, then only then I'll return 1. Otherwise, whatever it may be, I don't care, I'll just return 0. And after this, I'll print the sum of count. This is supposed to be my answer. Okay, let me just cross check it for once. I calculated my bit score perfectly. I made the pairs. I've already checked that frequency of even and odd were made. Now I'll be calculating count 0 and 10. I have done that. I have added my pairs and count I sequentially. I have calculated, I have kept in mind that my values are not going above 2. Now I just need to print the sum. Okay, now let's run our code. 8 this and 3. Perfect. So let me just show you the solution, and the total pairs possible will be 3. Okay, so this was the solution to the second question of Mockbeta Solutions digit pair. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, do click the like button because it will spread more. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll be solving others too.